We go to an interview, Wade Barrett with the Diamond Mine, and it's Roderick Strong with Malcolm Bivens representing the Diamond Mine with Wade. And Wade says, when Undisputed Era split, you split, basically. So what's the deal with that, Roddy? He says, when you compete at the level I do, it's 90% mental and 10% physical. My 10% is better than everybody's 100%. And all the drama of Undisputed Era, I couldn't break through until I got a call from Bivens. And he reminded me. And then Bivens pipes in and says, Roddy has been the best. He's not a number 4, a number 3, or a number 2. He's a number 1. Which is pretty funny because I'm pretty sure last week we went through and ranked all the
We were like, is he 3 or 4?
Sorry, Malcolm. We love you. Thank you for listening. He then says, who would have thought? Wade says, well, Malcolm, it seems like you're engineering this for an opportunity at the Cruiserweight title. Well, yes, we are, but Fish is making noise. Bivens asks Wade, do you like money? Wade Barrett says, yeah, I do. Well, this is a money match next week. Bobby Fish versus Roderick Strong. And Roddy chimes in, Bob, when I finish you, this is over.
Bob! This is going to be Tim and Tom's
Tim, Tom,
third
and
man.
Bob.
Tim, Tom, and Bob.
Yeah, that works.
There we go.
There we go. So next week is Roddy and Fish. But I didn't like Roddy's thing was kind of the, what is it? Will Ferrell in something about percentages and something. It was kind of all, oh no, sorry, is it Anchorman? It only works 10% of the time,
right,
60% of the time, every time. It's like you were going about percentages. You're going to Scott Steiner territory. I don't know where you're going with that. But Malcolm Bivens talking, which I think maybe he should have just talked a bit more than Roddy. Malcolm is like, yo, stop disrespecting Roderick Strong because he's been the best worker for a long time, is what he was trying to say.
Yeah.
But then Roddy, I love Roddy, but sometimes he's not the best at talking. When you have Bivens right there, why don't you just let him do the talking?
No, I agree. I love Roddy. He's one of the best
legit
wrestlers.
like
he's so good.
I've seen it. I like what Bivens was saying and what I've seen on Twitter the past few days. There was a random, I think it was his birthday. I think I shared the same birthday with Roderick Strong actually yesterday. People were like, yo, don't forget, like since early 2000s, mid 2000s, this guy's been wrestling like a friggin' machine, and he's great. And he's not wrong. Like when it comes to the mat wrestling, he's legit.
He's great.
Great.
At this stage, he needs to be better on the mic. He needs to be, and he's got a Malcolm Bivens there, but really, Roderick Strong at this stage in his career shouldn't need a Malcolm Bivens to talk for him. And unfortunately, here, when he did speak, it lowered him for me. I don't think he sounded good, and he could hide behind doing the comedy in Undisputed Era and being just like funny Roddy. He's a serious character now, and he really needs to work on it because I didn't really buy it. And it's such a shame because I love Roderick Strong. I think he's fantastic. The idea of a Kushida match is great.
Yes.
But there's not enough. He's not, I guess, a good enough actor to really make this. This match should be bigger. Bobby Fish, Roderick Strong, Undisputed Era were a top act.
Nah, don't care about it.
Exactly, we don't care about it. It should be bigger though, because of their history, but it feels just thrown together. I don't really get their beef with each other.
I'll say,
the acting hasn't been good enough.
Him talking here was not a strong suit for that, and we've been saying that again. If you've watched Roddy on the Indies or anything, like he's not known for his talking, but when you go bell to bell, like man, I would watch him wrestle anyone, honestly, legit. So Bivens being the mouthpiece is like great. This is a perfect pairing, and then they just let him talk before Bivens. So I'm like literally Bivens says all the things Roddy says,
which I don't is kind of what I mean with the Bobby Fish thing. It's Roddy has to speak because it's Bobby Fish, and therefore it's kind of the wrong feud to do. Yeah. Whereas if it was just a Kushida and Malcolm Bivens is the associate, Roddy can sit back. But because of the emotional attachment between the two, you do need to hear from Roddy.
Well, that's
what sucked.
Yeah, I like Roddy and Bobby. They'll have a match next week. I'm saying, I don't really care. I really don't. But I'm sure, hey, mate, it might be a fun match, and you know what? There is some interest in there, but. My interest is in Kushida, Roderick Strong.
100%.
Put it on TakeOver, cruiserweight title. That could be a show stealer. That's what it. Give them 20 minutes. Let them kill it. Show them what you. Kushida isn't cutting promos really here on NXT. Neither is Roddy. Put them in the ring, and they'll show us why they belong.
So we're likely to have Cross versus Joe.
Yeah.
I think you're right. I think Kushida and Bobby and Roddy. You've got Cole and Kyle.
Well, there's a next match announcement we'll get to next segment.
Exactly,
so,
yeah.
Yeah. Honestly, Roddy Kushida needs to happen, and it is going to happen, and it should be on this takeover because I'll take this this promo from Roddy. I'll pretend it didn't happen, and I'll go forward because that sounds like money, and take my money. Roddy versus Kushida on a takeover, please, 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 Triple H, Shawn Michaels, whoever it is, please. Well, if they're not going to give us that, which I think they will, they are giving us something else. And that's the next segment where it's Triple H, Shawn Michaels, and William Regal talking about the NXT UK Championship. Walter had a recent injury, so he had to postpone his rematch for the title against Ilja Dragunov, which is a highly anticipated rematch. Match of the year for many people.
Yeah.
So they can't do this match. It's been postponed. So Triple H, Shawn, Regal, and Johnny Sate have all talked about a possible solution. And that solution is at TakeOver 36. Walter Dragunov 2. Oh boy.
I mean, that could certainly be the
That
show
is
stealer.
definitely the show stealer, yes.
Yeah.
It's happening.
I so hope they announce that this is in an arena and not at the CWC.
I know.
Because this takeover looks huge.
Right.
And this should be the homecoming. I know every
Yeah.
wrestling company is having a homecoming right now,
Yeah.
but this should be it with this card. It looks fantastic.
Yeah, okay. So Walter Dragunov 2 at TakeOver. Gonna be nuts. They could kill each other considering their last match they killed each other. I cannot wait for this rematch. However, I'm so stoked for this match, and I cannot wait to talk about it. Obviously, we'll be covering this show. But this means that on the same card, Walter's in a match, Samoa Joe's in a match. Meaning they're in the same building at the same time for two different NXT world titles. Which means we're one step closer, guys, to getting that match here in NXT. We could do a champion versus champion, Survivor Series type, War Games type thing.
You think Walter will retain?
Ooh. You think Walter loses to Dragunov? Absolutely not.
No?
I love that guy. He's sick.
I could see Dragunov being the one to take it.
After that
from
last
him.
match, honestly, he could. But
And it depends if you do. If you want to move Walter to NXT full time.
oh, please.
Or something like that.
But then NXT UK... NXT UK can be okay without him. Like, Walter should be the guy in wrestling. Full stop.
Realistically, if they've got bigger plans for Walter, they're not worried about NXT UK. I don't think.
Yeah, I mean, if Dragunov beats Walter, this epic reign, that's pretty big, and definitely makes Dragunov like a sick guy he becomes the guy in NXT UK, becomes the champ, which is great. Which means Walter could go after the NXT title.
Yeah, Samoa Joe.
Yeah, I mean, we never got Walter versus Finn. We got Finn challenging Roman now.
Yeah,
but Joe versus Walter is my dream match in WWE NXT, and now it's potentially on the table in the next year.
It's a potential.
It could happen.
Yeah.
It could happen. And, well, yeah. But Dragunov Walter, that sounds nuts. That sounds crazy. Can't wait for that. TakeOver does look stacked. Thank you, Triple H. You're so good. It was a birthday present to